Hello everyone, welcome back. Got a pretty cool build today in my opinion. I don't really know, you saw a thumbnail obviously. I got a request from my newest Patreon member, Jamishio, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Sorry if that was wrong. My bad. Cool dude. Send me a suggestion. Like a fairy house. I'll put some inspiration on screen here that I used and like a thing that he sent as well. The idea for it is kind of like, there's like big nature stuff around it, like mushrooms and flowers. Specifically cyan and purple was the two colors that he had in mind. So, kind of start getting in here with the frame. If you want a house suggestion, by the way, $8 on the Patreon, $3 if you want the download for like everything I've ever built, like 100 houses. So, it's pretty cool. If you want to support me, fire. But just watching is pretty cool. A lot of support on the channel recently. I really appreciate it. I'll get back into the house here though. Kind of get this frame in. I was going for spruce for a second there, but I decided to go for oak and then like stripped spruce for some texture. This house concept in general kind of honestly stumped me for a few days. You might have noticed I didn't really upload yesterday. Been uploading a little bit less recently, but I've just kind of had this build in the back of my mind. I've just kind of been sitting on it. I feel bad that it kind of took me a couple days to get it out, but it just like wasn't really coming together in my head. But it finally kind of clicked, so like, we got it here. Get this frame of the roof in. I use dark oak. I figured it would have good contrast with like the wool that I was going to use. As I'm building this, I just kind of realized that like the shape of this back corner of the roof just really doesn't work. There's no easy way to connect it, so I kind of have to like mess with it for a bit. As you can see here in the back corner, it just doesn't really work. Very rough roof. I just kind of run with it though for now. Try to connect it somehow. Figure maybe if I fill the blocks out, it'll just kind of work. It doesn't at all. So I decided to go for kind of like a classic technique here, building tip. For those who watch from me, building tips, which I don't really give, but if you can't connect the roof, you just cover it and just pretend it doesn't exist. So we got a tower here in this corner. Red is obviously, placeholder block. I'm going to put a gradient in there, or just texture it with like white wool and stuff in a minute. But now that I covered that corner of the roof up, I can just kind of pretend it doesn't exist. Fixes all the problems here. Get this like kind of roof section in. I decided to add these kind of like, I don't really know what you call them, just make the roof kind of come out on the ends. Looks pretty good. I actually made this section on the right a bit smaller there, but I figured it actually kind of looked pretty good. I like the kind of variation in the height. Figured just added a bit of like interest to the build, so I decided to leave it. Get this kind of like tower on the left. I decided to have these like two colors. I got the cyan and the purple, and then the tower is kind of a mix of both. Come down here and start texturing the walls. Pretty like standard, usual white kind of texturing I use. Diorite, polished diorite, calcite, concrete powder, and wool. Just really like the way it looks. Basically never let me down, it's classic. Texture this tower. It's like a lot of like just empty space. I do come back and I put some stuff in it later to kind of fill it out. But for now, it's just kind of empty. It's texturing done for like the walls and everything. Like the way the house is coming along so far. I think it's pretty interesting. As I'm texturing the roof here, just concrete and concrete powder. Let me know if you have any ideas for like builds you want to see on the channel or anything. It's kind of like, as returning viewers probably know, I just had a series going on for like 3 months that just recently ended. So, kind of don't have a thing to upload every day. So if you want to see anything specific on the channel, let me know. I got a lot of time here. I could probably do whatever you suggest, but we'll see. Got a survival series, by the way, if you're finding it through this, episode 4, but I'm cooking on that. I gotta get materials. It's kind of garbage right now. But back to the house. Kind of decided to have this like overhang thing on the tower. I knew I wanted a bit of color on it, and I also wanted to fill the kind of empty space. So I just decided to add an extra section of like blue roof. Add some details here, some like kind of like frame sections. Very, came out pretty good. I like the way it looks. Kind of like completes that side in my opinion. Start putting in like lanterns and like windows and everything. Lanterns just kind of like fill out the space with like a light and everything, because my shaders cast like really like harsh shadows. Rethinking voxels, by the way, for those curious. Get a quick like porch. I don't make it too big or anything. Just kind of need a way up to the door and everything. You know, spruce and dark oak. Some trapdoors for like some shape and everything. Get a quick path. As I'm getting the path in, I got a Discord link down below. A lot of cool people in there. We talk about builds and stuff. If you want to join, you know, I'd appreciate it. Pretty cool community cooking up. Hang some flower pots around. Just, you know, for some color. Fill the walls up and stuff. Hang some from the tower as well. Like I said earlier, gotta fill this kind of like flat wall area. So, you know, put some lanterns, some flower pots, just fill the space up. Fill the flower pots on the bottom, like the window flower pots with, you know, rose bushes, you know, saplings, that kind of thing. Just kind of fill the space up. Some leaves around. I knew that, you know, based off like the Patreon suggestion and just like the concept images I've seen of this kind of house, like a fairy sort of house, I guess you call it. A lot of nature. Like nature should definitely be like a huge focus of it. So, you know, a lot of leaves. I can start on these like large flowers. Kind of took some inspiration from Google. Like, I've never built something like this in my life. So, you know, sometimes you just gotta kind of look around, see what other people have done for it. So I got this blue one on the left, and then over here on the right, I get this purple one in place. I think they came out pretty good. Just kind of add some like variation to the build. I always like doing landscapes and stuff, so, you know, this was a kind of nice build to do. Not landscape specifically, but, you know, it's like nature. Get this large mushroom on the left here. Kind of mess with it for a minute, but it comes out pretty good. Get one on the roof as well. Just adds a nice bit of like a different color to it, because it's a lot of blues and purples, like cooler colors. We get some warmer colors in there. Get these like brown mushrooms on the back. Use World Edit to put some mushrooms on it. You know, it's like something that would grow on like the side of a tree, maybe, like fungus. Get some mushrooms on the ground. I use end rod with a mushroom on it to kind of make like bigger mushroom. Get some leaves going up the side of the house, like roof here. Just adds a bit more, you know, nature to it, like I said earlier. Nature's kind of like an important part of the theme, I guess. I think it kind of adds like the last bit that it really needed. Put some bamboo around too for the same reason. Just get a bit more greenery in there. It's basically the outside about done here. Quick sign dedicated to my newest Patreon member, Jamishio. I really appreciate it. You know, really cool individual. If you want a house dedicated to you, you know, just $3 down below. If you want to make me build whatever you want, that's $8. Whatever house you want. Just to clarify, I don't really build much else, but you know. I can start on the interior here. Get the fridge, of course. Quick kitchen, kind of dining space over here on the first floor. It's a pretty small interior, but I like the way it looks still. Kind of carry through the theme of like the cyan and the purple. You know, with the flowers, I try to stick to those two colors. You know, the carpet, obviously. Even the armor stand. Get some paintings up, some candles. Using this tower space, I decided to put a spiral staircase in to kind of get to the second floor. I like to avoid ladders when I can, even if it's not super possible, but here, you know, it was, so. Get a quick staircase in, it's a bit cramped, but better than a ladder. Get the triple bed up top, of course, just kind of fills the space out way better. Like when you're building like a whole bedroom that's like this size, a single bed is just too small. It just looks way too like insignificant, so you kind of got to put the triple bed or at least a double bed. Quick entertainment space. I raised this area up a block so it matches up with the window, and also so I can put carpet on it with like depth to the carpet. Get like a cake, you know, paintings, kind of entertainment space stuff. Couple more armor stands. Try to like use different colors for it. Bunch more lanterns for some light. It's kind of about it for the bedroom. I really like the way this like interior came out in general. Really interesting space I had to work with. I can start on this kind of like ladder because I got extra room on the top of the tower. I figured I may as well put at least like a small room up there. It's a weird space though, so I had to use some weird tricks with like trap doors and stuff so you could actually fit underneath it, which you'll see at the walkthrough at the end of the video in like a minute here. Really quick interior space. Shelf with a chest, you know, like a bed, a desk, and now I'm outside so you can't even see it, but you'll see it at the end. It's kind of weird with the replay footage. But yeah, that's about it. Mixing some azalea leaves on the outside too, just for some extra color. But yeah, that's about it. House, you know, dedicated to the Patreon member, Jamishio. I really appreciate it. We're a house dedicated to you, $3, of course. I really appreciate all the support my channel's gotten recently. It's really crazy. I never thought that, you know, I'd be here. You know, I got like 5,000 subs, which I don't know if I made a special for, like, or if I thanked people for it or not, but, you know, crazy milestone. Quick walkthrough, you know, got the living room, kitchen, everything. But yeah, that's about it. Subscribe, like the video, join the Patreon, join the Discord. Comment down below if you have any suggestions or anything you want to see on the channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys next one. Thanks for watching.